What's up guys, it's your boy King Yote Gaming back out here with another video, and in today's video, I know that Pyra and Mythra just came out, but a lot of other YouTubers have already covered that, and so I don't think another video on them would get much traction. Instead, I wanted to make the ultimate guide on my favorite character in Smash Ultimate, Steve. Whenever Steve was first revealed, I was genuinely speechless. It was a pipe dream for me that I never thought would happen, and I honestly still can't believe he's in the game. And so, to begin, we start with, you already know his moves, and so let's try some combo setups. So, from down throw, you could go into running jab, possibly. And from up throw, you could go into up air. From forward throw, you could go into minecart. And other combos like that. I also like that combo, the grab, down throw, run, no, the one I'm sorry. You could also do back throw and follow up on it, but to start, Steve has some pretty good throws, but you just have to make sure you punish off of them to make sure you can get different moves off, like your minecart or your whatever else you're gonna use. So just make sure you're able to punish off of Steve's throws and you should be good. Next is his aerials. So with his down aerial, you really can't combo much out of it. It's more of just kind of a ledge guard, or a, let's just say you get knocked high into the air. It's a good way to return back down. And so I would say Steve's down air is more of just a good spacing tool or a ledge guard. Also, a trick I use to, I'm just gonna get new materials real quick. Trick I use, you may notice that normally you fall with the anvil. The trick I use to jump off of the anvil is I hit it, then Y. I usually use the stick to jump. Don't call me a filthy casual pro players, but I thought I tried to use the stick to get off of it, but it normally didn't work that well, and so I found that hitting Y to jump off of it is the easiest way. And so that's his down aerial. His forward aerial is more of a good finisher, especially whenever you get diamond, like you just saw. It's a good technique to do with it is not fall off the stage and die like I did, but to running jab, forward air off the map, and sometimes if you have a certain tool like iron or diamond, you can get a really good spike off of that. And so that's what I would recommend for Steve's forward air. And it's a good finisher option to lead off a combo whenever you're done. For Steve's back air, it's pretty powerful. You see, even just with wood, Mario goes from 103 to 117, so it does about 14 damage. I think you could combo it. You could go something like, it's a good kind of like finish. It's sort of like his forward air. It's not something you could just chain back and forth, but it's good if your opponent's trying to jump on ledge like that to kind of knock him back off the side. It's good to do that. Then his up air is the axe, which is the same as his up tilt. which I've seen some crazy things be done with this. I'm just gonna kill Mario to get back to low percentages. I'm not the best at this, but what I've seen people do is chain the... my bad. Is chain the up... Come on, Steve, work with me. You're my favorite character in the game. Please don't be like that. Is chain... I'm sorry. What I mean to say is, while they're up airing, you can chain the... Depending on the damage, you can... I've seen people block while up airing. I'm not very good at it, as you can see, as I'm SDing off the stage, but that's definitely a possibility if you're good, if you have those finger reflexes. But what I would do, I personally am not super great, and so I just finish it off with an up smash at the top. That's what I would prefer. And so, Steve's up air is definitely a very good combo starter. Especially if you're like 54C. Knocks them right up like that. And then, so Steve's up air is very good at that. And now for his special moves. Of course, his neutral B is the block placement, which, as you stand on it, it breaks faster. And if it has a certain level that you can place it, see, that's about the height level. And if you go off stage, you can't place it like that far. It has to be pretty close. And so, a good strategy, then his neutral B is also mining on the ground while you're not on a block. Or no, while you're on a block, you can still mine off of it. It just breaks the block a lot faster. And then whenever you're near a crafting table, it's to craft whatever I believe is your highest material that you have. And so a good strategy I usually use the blocks for is if I'm approaching, to kind of mix up my approach into my opponent to kind of throw him off a bit, because instead of like running and throwing a side B or running and throwing a jab, I could run, jump, block, jump, down air instead. Obviously, an opponent wouldn't react that slowly, but this is just training mode. And so, you could do that. It's also, I believe with some characters who have teleports like Mewtwo or Palutena, it's a pretty good ledge trapper. But characters like Mario, their up specials could just go straight through it. And so it's not the best for ledge trapping. But also something I've found that's fun is taking a character and throwing them against the blocks to combo into something else. Like, for example, we have Mario over here chilling. But if we hit him off of there and combo into that, that's fun to sort of build your own wall to launch a character off of. That's basically Steve's neutral B. Also, make sure you always have a crafting table relatively near to you, and you're able to space out your opponent to mine, because that is pivotal to Steve's moveset, that like you really can't not mine or you are going to be messed up, because really Steve's moves, neutral B requires materials, side B requires materials, down B requires materials. His only move that doesn't require a material is his up B. So you really need to mine. Next is his side B, which I really enjoy. Right now I have the powered up version because I mined some redstone and some gold. But it's basically minecart, his minecart, where you zoom across the stage. You can either stay in it to hit an opponent, or you can launch out of it to hit them and maybe get them off the ledge, because for example, let's just say our good friend Mario here, you throw him off, you could either hit him, or if they're standing on ledge like that, you trap them and throw them off, which can be good if you have a character at a high percentage so they can't necessarily button mash out of it. Also, a thing that I love to do, it's really hard to set up sometimes, but I call it the Steve 1-2 punch. Basically, you throw down your down B, you lay some TNT, and usually you're able to chain. What I would do is, so you set a shorter fuse and chain them into them like that. It's so much fun to do, but the thing about that is you have to have a TNT active and hit a minecart whenever they least expect it. Also, Steve's minecart is a very good horizontal recovery. For example, if I'm up there, I can minecart to the side and I'm still on stage. So I would personally, if you get launched off the ledge, I would try to use blocks and a combination of the minecart to get yourself back to the stage before you do anything else. And then Steve's up special, the firework combined with Elytra Winds. It's more of a recovery move. I don't really see you using it a whole lot in combos or anything, or to deal significant damage. But I mean, it does. Excuse me, Steve. It does. I'm sorry. Steve's not being cooperative. It does deal some damage. Deals about 6 damage, but normally you have the Meta Knight Brawl Glide, and so it's hard to control it afterward. And so I would just use it more of as a recovery move. Just sort of do something like that. But I know you can also B-reverse it to flip Steve around midair. But be careful whenever you get to the ledge, because you don't want to like peter out unless you're right near the ledge. You want to really kind of think of yourself as like a bird, like one of those glider planes. You have those physics basically. So you shoot up and you go down and you pull up and you go down, but you can lose your Elytra pretty quickly, and so just be careful with that. And then in terms of Steve's down B, the TNT, it's a good setup tool like I showed for the minecart to be able to chain into it. Also, it's good if you have a fire, if your opponent is fire based, it lights it on fire instantly. For example, my down tilt really expedited the process of the TNT. Speaking of which, the down tilt is a good combo starter. I forgot to mention that. To sort of lead into, like, Mario's at 0%, you down tilt, run, grab, throw, and do something like that. And so the down tilt is good at that too. I would primarily use Steve's TNT for ledge trapping or for setups with the minecart or other things, but it's just a move to use whenever it's most available. It does take up a significant amount of resources though, see it drained a lot of those, and so you have to yet again watch your resource management. Speaking of which, with Steve's other moves in terms of resource consumption, his side B takes up 1 iron resource, and his down air takes up 1 iron resource. Now let's move to Steve's smash attacks. His forward smash, pretty standard, just good damage, good range, good launch power. His down smash, pretty good range as well. The range got buffed in the latest patch notes. His back smash, basically the same as his forward smash. But I feel like one of Steve's best smash attacks is his up smash. There's definitely some end lag to it, but if you could get something going and not miss it like I do, and even that, it brings up, doesn't bring up from the back, but if you're even on the front like that, it kills very fast. Even if you just get a very basic, just charge smash attack off ledge or something, it's very good. I also forgot to mention Steve's Nair. It's sort of like just running jab, except just mid-air. Could be a good spacer tool, or running Nair into jab, or something like that. And then Steve's dash attack, pretty normal. It just has good launch power, good knockback, just depending on the material you're using. And then Grab has a pretty good range. I love how it's combines the fence post with the fishing rod. And that sums up just his general moves and what I would do with him. In terms of playstyle, Steve is a camp until you get enough resources, and then pressure your opponents in ledge guard, because you have so many ledge guard options in terms of your throws, your side special, leading into, like if you bait a TNT, throw out a minecart, your opponent really does not have many places to go. Because, let me just mine up. That's also what I mentioned before, you have to make sure you mine enough. Craft a resource. So let's just say I lay some TNT and get Mario off the ledge, or better yet, let's just throw him off the ledge. See, that's something like that. Even I took damage on it, but Steve is a very good ledge guarder, including his blocks. You can set up some really great edge guards with Steve, and so I just make sure to remember that. And then in terms of his resources, obviously wood is the... Here, let me see if I could set them up. Wood is the least strong, still has some pretty decent knockback in terms of that kind of stuff. Then there's stone. I think it's not going to craft stone though. No, crafted diamond. Stone is the next strongest. I think it has some pretty good knockback. Iron is pretty consistent in terms of knockback and damage. Gold speeds up Steve's attacks to where his frame data, if you're really going for like an up tilt combo and not mess up like I do, I would choose gold if you really want to combo with Steve. And if you want to set up a running jab combo, I'm just trying to kill Mario first. So even with gold, it does a pretty good amount of damage. If you want to set up a running jab, classic Steve running jab combo, like that, where you basically just hold it while you run across the stage. It breaks pretty quickly though, so I might not recommend gold for running jab. Maybe what I would recommend for running jab is more of a... Honestly, wood could work because it has good speed to it. And so that's what I would recommend for running jab combo. And on the topic of running jab combo, it's basically just classic Steve combo. You're holding A and just leading onto the ledge. And if you could get the timing right, you can get a really nice spike off of it, which that can be very nice. And then in terms of weight, I think Steve is more of a medium weight class, and so you want to make sure in DI whenever you get launched off stage. And then in terms of Final Smash, I know sometimes y'all don't use Final Smash in game. Keep in mind that this is Steve's Smash Ball Final Smash, not his Smash meter. You want to make sure you get within good range, because even standing here, you don't reach, but you're very close. I would say you have about 1/3 of battlefield as your reach. But let's say you're here, for example, and hit it. You start off 18 damage at first, and then hit him with the Aw-Man Creeper Aw-Man, and add another 54, and so 72. That's very good in terms of damage for Final Smashes. That's one of the strongest, I believe. And so, it's good for setups when you want to get that KO. You want to hit him with the Creeper Aw-Man. It's good to finish it off like that. And it also has a bit of teabag. And lastly, in terms of Steve's taunts, you have the jump punch, his meat, and the classic crouch. I would recommend the crouch for the down taunt crouch for teabagging, not the side taunt meat. Possibly the up taunt jump punch, or you could just squat up and down to teabag. I feel like Steve is an S tier teabagger, but yeah, that pretty much sums up my knowledge on Steve. I'm not a super great at this game, and I'm not really a pro, but I've played Steve enough to feel like I can talk about him and make an ultimate guide off of him. And yeah, Steve is my favorite character in the game. One, because he's really fun to play and has a lot of setup potential, and two, because, let's be real, it's Steve. Steve is a fully playable character in the game. That's why he's the best character in the game. And so, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below. That's all from me. See y'all in the next one.